Shout out to Brado, flushing this one into a 40k wind, straight into it. How nice is this opening tee shot? Horizon starts off, it's like a postcard. I started off with two pretty good shots, followed by an uphill putt. Out the line, just had to hit it, and an easy tap in for par. This hole, I always find this hole difficult. If you hit a hook, you're in the water. Try to play a fade down the right edge, hit the tree, and then forgot. I haven't played here for a while. Forgot about this sort of false front. That's a huge swale. So the ball landed on top of that. You can see where it landed there, and spun down. Yeah, it just made it hard to make the 5. Quite a hard hole, that hole. Played that one away from the bunker. Luckily, hit that one through the trees, really lucky. And then for that shot, I went to grab my pitching wedge and realised it's not in my bag. I don't know where my pitching wedge is. I think I left it at the vintage. If anyone finds my pitching wedge at the vintage, get in contact with me and I'll give you $100 cash. Yeah, we sort of stressed. I didn't, obviously lost the club and needed it, and got a bit unsettled by it. Yeah, started to hit a few. I was a bit stressed. I did settle down on the next hole. This hole has been a temporary green for a while. I think I'm renovating the existing green, so yeah, looking forward to that hole being completed. Can't be too far off. This was an interesting shot. It was a bit thin, but it was straight at it. Ended up being quite a long putt. Made a really nice lag putt. Interesting, sort of into a really strong cross breeze. A solid sort of 40k wind at Horizons today. The course is fairly dry. It was quite, if you were offline, your ball, there's a lot of run because of the dryness of the fairways and whatnot, and the rough didn't really pull the ball up much, so you had to be super accurate. I thought it was pretty good off the tee, but yeah, just didn't have a lot of luck with the short game stuff. I think that first miss hit gap wedge in and catching the swale and making a double kind of stunned me a little bit. I shouldn't have hit driver on this hole. I mean, it was down breeze. It had to go out to the left. Look at that. That was mud straight to the face. Like, I had sunnies on, so it didn't go in my eyes, but it got me twice, which is hilarious. I got it on for 4. Had to make this putt for a 1-pointer. It's a fairly easy hole if you don't, if you hit it straight. I mean, I probably should have hit a 5-wood. Razzed me up for the back nine. I really applied myself to the back nine. The goal was to try and par or go under on the back nine. There's a lot of, downhill, down breeze par 4s, and then, par 5s back into the breeze. So it's a good scoring opportunity. Yeah, needed a pitching wedge there. Just, I don't know why I chose to play a half swing 9-iron and just dragged it left. I probably should have hit a gap wedge instead. Played for the front. In hindsight, would have been a much better play down breeze. Wind was just this steady. The weather app said 35, but it felt more like 50. Quite breezy. It was nice and cool. It was a fairly hot day. Like, when the sun was out, it was fairly. There was a bit of sting to the sun. It's a really nice putt. Probably the best putt I hit all day. I actually hit some really good drivers. What I did was I normally play a semi-strong left-hand grip. Really softened that left hand to a fairly neutral left hand. Still address the driver out of the heel and just hit shots like that. Like, that was just a bomb. Absolute beauty. Had not very far in, and it's quite hard off this from the side there, off that really dry lie. Short-sighted. It's just not the great position to be in. This is interesting. So 165 straight into that 40k wind. Played an extra club, played a 7-wood there, and absolutely flushed it again with that slightly more neutral left hand. Yeah, didn't get any birdie putts in the hole. Hooked this driver, unfortunately, and forgot. I haven't played there for a while. Didn't hit a provisional because I thought it would be fine. This flop shot was cool up against the wall there. I thought it was right next to the hole, but ended up. Straight into the wind. You can see this 3-wood. Look where it lands there, and then how fast and dry it is. So it ran 65, 70 meters across the fairway and into the water hazard. Yeah, just a little bit too dry for my liking. I prefer a little bit of moisture on the fairways.